My name is Ryan Belarjon. I'm the founder of Grass Riots, and Grass Riots is a digital agency based here in Toronto, but now virtually everywhere. And this year we're celebrating our 10th year in the nonprofit sector. What we're known for, and I hope what we give our clients, is really smart and effective fundraising strategy, values-led creative and storytelling, really high performance-driven digital marketing, and we're trusted technology and platform experts, like with Engaging Networks. We are a certified B Corporation. We are a certified living wage provider in Canada. And recently we did organize with QP 1281 as a union shop. Thank you. And we are an Engaging Networks partner, and I'm proud to be a partner. I'm actually a user of the software since about 2005. And we support Engaging Networks clients as a fully accredited partner, platform migrations, data integrations, all those fun things, including what we'll be talking about today, which is symbolic giving. I'm talking about an often underused module in Engaging Networks, and what I hope coming out of today is that people are encouraged to explore this more for your organizations as an additional way to engage your donors. So just to talk about symbolic giving for a second, this is a fundraising approach where donors make contributions by purchasing symbolic items that represent specific goods, services, or the support they provide through an organization. So these are often intangible items, representative of the donor's aid, allowing them to visualize the impact of their gift in a tangible way. This is also a way that you can connect donors through the impact of their contributions, making it easier to communicate how those donations are used. It offers a unique giving experience, something that's different from individual or annual giving, and generally through a form of an e-commerce or online store. This also is great at strengthening loyalty and support, providing that alternative giving, and it diversifies the giving context, opening up opportunities for occasion giving, like birthdays or back to school, for organizations that might be providing resources for kids, or holidays like Eid. So for organizations that might be providing food or gifts for families in needs. Donors can opt in to send or receive a symbolic item or card that represents that gift that they are making. And this is also a popular form of ethical gift giving. And we see it very popular around the holidays. In the fundraising context, symbolic giving is known to generate additional gifts. So it's great for your existing donors who are giving individually or recurring to offer them an alternative form of giving around holidays. And today we're here to talk about survival gifts. And survival gifts is UNICEF's symbolic giving program. This is a mature, well-established program, it is focused on gift and occasion giving. There is also a significant offline component to this. They have a gift catalog as a DM component. And so both combined offer tremendous value for UNICEF and its donors. So the Survival Gift Store offers products like gifts categorized under education, which support school supplies, or UNICEF School in a Box, which is a comprehensive package that helps teachers deploy schools in the field during a crisis with resources for up to 40 children and at a cost of $5,000. Great. So it is through this survival gift store that UNICEF can educate its donors about the important work they do, like with their gift and their Girls Empowerment Package. This is an option to impact the lives of 100 girls by providing much needed menstrual health resources, which can be barriers to education because of economic constraints, health issues, and social stigmas. So they get to educate their donors while also impacting their fundraising. It was our job to migrate this platform from an existing platform that was sunsetting. And in doing so, we really had to help UNICEF understand more about this program and what value it had. And that's why we started with an audit. Now, audits are kind of like, these are optional. This isn't every piece of work needs an audit. But we're talking about a mature fundraising program that had existed for over a decade, and there was a ton of value in this program that the client really needed to understand where that value was. So as we were going through this audit, it's really about to understand the donor behavior. What were the important UX features? What products were popular over time? When were they popular? And where might pricing opportunities exist to introduce new products? How and where to feature products, information about UX roadblocks for users through heat mapping, but also to answer the question, if we were going to redesign the store, what did we need to be sure we didn't break, and what could we be sure that we could improve? Essentially, we were building the technical, functional, and strategic requirements for the new store, documenting them, debating them, and understanding them between UNICEF and Grass Riots. However, we also needed to answer the question where to put the store. And UNICEF was considering engaging networks, but it wasn't the only platform they wanted to assess. Now, engaging network symbolic giving has some great features. This is a very easy to use module that's simple to set up. It has a great product database feature. It builds in e-cards for that gift fulfillment, has an order processing screen so that you can go through orders and process them offline if you need to, allows for product variants like sizes or in our sale, bundles of products, categorizing products, tagging products, search features, and a great checkout process. But we needed to do a full evaluation against all those functional requirements. And so when we looked at choosing a platform, we saw that Engaging Networks met about 35 out of 48 of those criteria, but Shopify had met 38 out of 48 of those criteria. And we mapped where on the scale each platform, each e-commerce platform could meet those needs and help to make UNICEF make the right decision. So when we were looking at some of the challenges with engaging networks, we identified these as being some of those barriers. One, those limited fulfillment options, really only e-cards being the primary form of fulfilling, or a postcard, which would have to be processed offline and manually. The most popular form of card for a UNICEF store is actually what we would call a pack and bundle, which is to send a blank card and an envelope so that they can send the gift at their own leisure. SEO and accessibility, not having fixed URLs for product pages, no offline processing, no way for the catalog team to actually process orders quickly. Limited customization, it's a great product. It's easy to use from a perspective of getting set up and running, but what was this going to look like over time if we wanted to make improvements? A very strict data model, not really room for custom fields or custom attributes for products. No analogs in the store, so it's a big store, a very mature program that generates a lot of revenue, and there weren't a lot of other customers on this module that had that same level of revenue, and an uncertain development path. How much effort was going to be put into maintaining or building on this new module in Engaging Networks? So considering these factors, Grass Riots recommended Shopify, and UNICEF chose Engaging Networks. And they chose it for a number of reasons. There's a lot of positive here. As I said, there was a few factors between the two stores. One, email marketing and marketing automations integrated into the platform, being able to use that data to drive engagement around the store, being able to use purchase behavior to drive that engagement. Localization, integrated French and English, one store that offered both languages, easier to maintain, easier to manage a product database. Data integration, it's already integrated with their CRM. The data flows don't need to be worried about. We don't have to worry about a third-party system to manage integration with Shopify. Cost of ownership, we're already paying for it. The processing fees or the transaction fees on our credit card are much lower than what they would be on Shopify. We're gonna lose more revenue if we go to a platform where that's increased even by 1%. Team capacity, our team knows Engaging Networks. Do we really want to have to train new people on managing and maintaining a new platform, or relying on a partner for those services? And also developer ingenuity. We have great partners like Grass Riots who understand Engaging Networks, and they can help us overcome some of these challenges. So we move forward. We move forward with the design process, taking all those functional requirements, putting them from the audit and building a brief for a designer, going through a wireframe process, which is not always necessary for a project like this, but we really needed to push those UX improvements and maintain those UX opportunities. And so we built these wireframes to match the user experience that Engaging Networks was providing, while also integrating some of those new features that we knew we wanted to model. The design process was very effective. We helped modernize the design, adding space to the product pages, adding imagery and icons that really showcase the products. improving mobile design and touch-safe interactions, which was a big improvement over the current store, removing carousels and focusing on features, helping it become more maintainable, improving navigation, and also improving reaction response so that it felt more modern as we use or interact with the features on the page. And some user experience highlights, adding our own add to cart buttons in places where engaging networks didn't have them, adding variant options, the ability to bundle products and increase the scale of a product's value by showing the impact. Order summaries that follow a user throughout the checkout process, card previews for the various types of card options that we have, building SEO landing pages so that we could actually drive some Google ads towards specific landing pages and feature products. Checkout now, keep shopping, making sure that when a user added a product to cart that they knew they could keep shopping, having more of our own custom interactions, adding those micro animations which really bring the store to life. Currency formats for French, being able to make sure that the localization was really catered towards Francophone audiences, and cart data and local storage. So being able to move through that data through the process very easily and bring that for e-commerce checkout and pixel tracking reasons. The other thing we added with this new feature we call accessible product sheets. So we knew that we wanted to add more data about products and on specific pages and have experience that were product focused. Engaging Networks didn't have the data model to support that. And this is where we brought in Google Sheets, a very maintainable, accessible way for us to add product metadata, manage that data, and also accommodate some of the features in Engaging Networks that weren't there, but have that be maintainable. So through the Google Sheets API, we could add more category data, additional print options, product variant customizations, accessibility shims so that we're 100% accessible, very important to UNICEF's audience, and bring in more e-commerce tracking opportunities for that funnel. And this is another, I wanted to highlight this as well. This is another product we recently launched with our campaign we launched with our partners at World Animal Protection, mapping Canada's wildlife problem. This also uses accessible data sheets, populating an interactive map using Mapbox embedded on Engaging Networks to link advocacy actions to mapping data and geodata, and wouldn't be possible without that integration. So now the team has a very maintainable database of thousands of disease outbreaks, wildlife escapes, and roadside zoos. So take a look at that. That's a really cool project. The other thing we needed to manage was that delivery options for cards. So this was, again, in our audit, very important. What it came out is that those pack and play cards were the most important for customers. They wanted to buy multiple gifts but get blank cards sent to them in the mail so that they could distribute them at family events, write their own messages and cards. And this was a new feature. This is something that Engaging Networks didn't offer and that many stores actually didn't have. We also added the ability to download and print cards, send me a blank card, or even provide bulk card orders so that you can pack 5 to 10 cards in a single package. And we did that by overriding the processing for cards and fulfillment and Engaging Networks with our own existing fulfillment platform, which we call Repost. And Repost is, the other thing we did was the offline store. So this interface that you see here is actually the same store interface, but just rendered for the offline catalog team. So they have a very quick and easy way to go through a printed catalog request form, go through each project, add those products to cart, and customize them with their own interface. They don't have to click through an all items. They don't have to click through a product page. They can go and process these orders really quickly. It's very important for the team. Over 50% of their orders are through catalog. Integrated again in Engaging Networks, and it means that all of the data and all the processing go into the same place. This also means that they could process pay by check. So they're receiving checks in the mail. They don't have to necessarily process a financial transaction. So adding that level really helped the team out. And just on Repost. So Repost is something we're really proud of. This is a print and mail fulfillment platform that we've been operating for about the last 7 years. We have a number of clients on this for tribute giving and for symbolic giving. And what it does is this automates the process of gift giving for e-card, for printed card, and now download and pack and play or pack and print card packs. This integrates with Shopify, Luminate, and now Engaging Networks. And on Engaging Networks, we're doing both tribute gifts and, again, symbolic giving. Through the platform, you can correct delivery issues, you can resubmit cards, you can fix addresses, you can resend, you can add creative personalization to your cards that relate to the gift that was given, the price, imagery. It's all customizable through templates and allows for even bulk sending. So you can bulk upload cards for offline processing, or you can send out cards that recognize monthly donors. And our Canadian print partner is Marketing Kitchen, so we have a great deal on volume printing for this. And if anyone's interested, I'd love to talk about it. Now, in lieu of time, I'm going to skip a demonstration, but offer that everybody can take their phone out, go to shop.unicef.ca and check out the store. We go through the process of adding a gift to your cart and go to the checkout, check out some of the delivery options that we have. And if you're interested, make a purchase. I'm happy to receive cards. Very excited about launching the store. I want to thank our partners at UNICEF and Engaging Networks, and I want to get their names right because I have them here. This is always a group effort. This is a large project. We launched just over a month ago, and it was a very intense QA process and had to meet a number of standards in this release. So we're very proud of the quality that has gone into this work, but that wouldn't be possible without partners who are engaged in this work as well. So at UNICEF, that's Vanessa Turpin, Patrick Brown, Kay Saeed, Kathy Mama, Sarita Prashad, Victoria Higginson, and Taranika Kalita. At Engaging Networks, again, without great partners, this wouldn't be possible. Morgan, Angelo, and Noel played a great role in supporting us and UNICEF in this launch. And our team at Grass Riots, who aren't here today, but shout out to Tammy, Pete, Jeremy, and Sarah. So I hope everybody will take a look at the Symbolic Giving program. This is a very mature program, and they had the confidence to move their platform to Engaging Networks. And what that shows me is that there's opportunity for everybody to find the right symbolic giving, gift giving, or occasion giving opportunity for fundraising to your communities, and that you can really use these tools to launch a store quickly and effectively. So if you're interested in adding this type of giving to your program, we'd love to chat with you. We've done a number of audits for programs across Canada, including Doctors Without Borders, Oxfam. We support all three of those stores, some on Shopify and now on Engaging Networks. And we have a wealth of knowledge to share with you and excited to. The other thing I'd have everybody take a look at is a new offering we have exclusive for Engaging Networks customers, which is lead and donor acquisition. This is a fixed cost donor acquisition program. We would love to talk with you about it. Take a look at this presentation. And I think I sped through that, so we have time for questions.
Great. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
Bring up the questions here.
Oh, good. Caught up. Okay.
Yeah, I think we're back on track here. All right.
I'm gonna stand because we're just sitting alone.
Yeah, whichever you prefer.
Perfect.
I can sit as well. We have a couple of questions here. The first one is, I am so sorry. How do you handle receipting with symbolic giving?
That's a great question. So we symbolic giving are not premium gifts, so there's no tangible component to these. We're not delivering a premium along with receipting, so we're just using the Engaging Networks receipting module in order to do this fulfillment. No changes there. Very easy. Just tracking the receipting normally.
Great, yeah. So just attaching it to an autoresponder from the page.
Yeah.
Cool. And then folks were wondering, did you use any programs for the audit that you did for UNHCR?
So we used various, as you see, it was a pretty comprehensive audit. And so we're not just, reviewing the pages. We're going through heat mapping, which the name of the software is going to escape me at the moment. But we'll go through a heat mapping exercise. We went through user experience recordings to look at the checkout process in particular. We reviewed Google Analytics data, and then also 3 years worth of fundraising data from the store as well. So the original platform was Capellic. They're a great developer. We've worked with them for many years. But when the choice was made to sunset the store, that was when this process started. So Capellic's platform had a lot of the product data, the purchase data that we were able to glean from, and used 5 years worth of data in order to build the audit.
Great.
It's hard for organizations to know after 10 years what they really have. They've invested so much. You look at the data around how products are performing, how much revenue you're getting. But, what is the core value in that thing that you've built? And that's really what the audit helped to raise up.
Great. Another question here. Hypothetically, how would you pitch symbolic giving to an executive director who thinks it makes your organization seem tacky?
I would go and look at the UNICEF store and read about the product descriptions. This is about motivating a donor in a different way. The fact is that these are impact gifts. It's very similar to when we put gift strings on a donation form, where we're talking about the impact of a certain value of a donation, only we're taking that to a much bigger experience. So the education component in here is really important. Some organizations in their symbolic giving programs, they're restricted funds. So if you're buying a case of 100 Plumpy Nut bars, for deployment in a crisis or a famine, that money goes to purchase 100 Plumpy Nut bars. And in some cases, like UNICEF store, it's more symbolic. It's funding many things and the whole program, but it talks about the actual assets that are needed in the field with Doctors Without Borders. Sometimes those are nurses and doctors. Sometimes those are bicycles. You get to really tell the story of what aid looks like or what impact looks like in your organization.
Great. And then a question here. How many products or symbolic gifts do you recommend in an organization store?
Start small. Don't think about filling out a whole store. Don't think about filling out every occasion or every possible holiday for your organization. It's very easy to start with 3 gifts that have various price levels that meet a conversation that you want to have with a donor. And that can be easily deployed again to segments in your list where that donation makes sense. What we've seen is that in all of our data, we've done a number of these audits, there isn't a cannibalization of donors. These are great at engaging existing donors with additional gifts. If you don't want to appeal a one-time gift to a recurring donor, this is a great way to get your recurring donors to offer a gift to their network that introduces your organization to them.
Great. And then a question related to the offline store that you built, is the transaction processing on the same e-commerce page in Engaging Networks?
So it is, we did have the option of doing that, but we did just create a separate store. So one of the great features of Engaging Networks is your product database is shared across all of your stores. So you manage your product database, and then for each store that you deploy, which is again, just like duplicating a page, you can customize which products to appear in that store. So you can say only this category, only these products, we're only going to deploy this storefront for this holiday. So you have that customization, and it's really easy to do once you have your general template.
Great.
And that's what we did for offline. We just have 2 stores, the online store and the offline store.
And then a question related to Repost. How does Repost work, and is it exclusive to symbolic giving?
So it's its own platform, and the reason we did that is we started with Shopify first. And generally what it does is it takes any online interaction and it turns that into a fulfillment option for a email notification or a printed card or the generation of a print product for download or pack and ship. And so that platform, again, we started with Shopify based on symbolic giving. We were asked, hey, can this do tribute giving as well? And what we found is that it really reduces the cost of operating these programs because it is all automated. So once the system is up and running, your team doesn't have to worry about weekly downloads of fulfillment for tribute giving, of filling out cards. We can really personalize all of the art creative to really give a great donor experience and really great, card experience to donors. And we see this as a great opportunity for acquisition as well. So really closing the loop on giftees so that they can be engaged in the process as well.
Okay, great. There's some other questions here, but I think we're close to time. So
Thank you.
yeah, reach out to Ryan. Thank you so much, Ryan.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Appreciate it. All right, thanks.